I'm going to be honest, if you don't lock in and actually apply these steps, feel free to stay stuck exactly where you're at, because I'm going to share with you what I've learned in 12,000 hours and more of running my social media and coaching business. I'm scaling this business exactly to 50K a month. These are the results for me and also my clients. This is what I can get, and please go ahead and follow what I'm about to say, because scaling past 10, 20, 30K a month is much easier than they tell you. They tell you it's difficult. It's not that difficult because of what I've learned and what I'm about to share with you. Everything started when I decided to start my own business. Before this, I was a media buyer and I know how to do ads. I know how to do everything. Then I decided to go on my own, start my business. But honestly, it was difficult. It was difficult because I could not implement the same tactics that I was implementing for the businesses. I had to do it in a different way. And after 4 to 6 months, more was 6 months, right? I got finally my first clients. I charged 1.5K, and guess what? After 2 months, I've lost and I was back at zero. And I started doing it again and again and again. And then I finally got 2 clients. I was earning about like 3K, and after 2 months, I got back to zero. I call this the quitter's valley. Everybody quits here. Most people, 99% of the people quit here. 99%. Guys, and honestly only 1% makes it to the other side. Why? Because they don't know something. When I discovered this point is the key to everything. Once you go past this, everything becomes easier, because you can start automating, you can start hiring, you can start running ads. What it previously took, let's say 4, 6, 8 months to go to your first clients, or even 10K a month, it only takes 1 to 3 months to double, triple, quadruple your business to make it go to 20, 30, 40, 50K a month, because everything becomes easier. It's a snowball effect. That's why I call it escaping velocity. Once you reach this point, you can escape velocity and start doing everything to scale your business. And I understood you cannot control the input. Sorry, you can control the input, but you cannot control the output. What this led to is that to focus on actions, but not results. But this brought a new problem. I knew that I had to focus on actions, not the results, because if you focus on results, you don't see results, you quit, right? You quit. That's why most people quit. And I was starting to focus on actions, right? I was doing all these things, but I had so many things to do. I was spreading thin on so many different levels. I had so many tasks that I had to do, clients, onboarding. I had to try and find new leads. I had to contact the leads. I had to follow up with them. I had so many things to do. I didn't know what to do first. I was easily having 12 hours days, and I still had tasks to do, right? And I stumbled upon the 80-20 principle, but there was something even better that led me to say, fuck the 80-20 principle. I was so tired, I was desperate for a solution that would allow me to work less hours and get better results, right? That's the way you think about things. You completely break any limit on what you can do and you find new solution. And what I found was a way that would be the difference between taking 1 year to achieve a goal and taking 1 month. So imagine instead of taking 1 year, you only take 1 month to achieve the same goal. And it's the same method, the same way and strategy. You can have 400% more output than somebody that's using the 80-20 principle, and you have 2000% more output than everybody else. This was what my task list looked like. I had to create a website, I had to pick a logo, I want to pick a nice font. I don't know why, don't ask me why. I was wasting time on YouTube watching videos, how to do this, how to do that. I knew I had to send DMs to prospects. I had to send emails. I was cold calling. I had to create good looking email because I was thinking, well, maybe if I don't create good looking email, like onboarding emails, clients will leave, right? That was the stupidest thing ever. I had to do all of these tasks, create nurturing sequences, onboarding automations, all of this. I did not have the time. Yes, I was focusing on actions, but there were too many. And what I learned is that, yes, this is what you can achieve with the 80-20 principle. Still a good, really good step forward, right? I knew I had to focus on DMs, emails, calls, and nurturing sequences. But then I applied something even better than the 80-20 principle. That was a complete game changer. Right now, I was able to be completely laser focused, like a sniper, on my targets and achieve basically 128% of the output with only 8% of the input. This is absolutely insane. And what this was is honestly simple, but at the same time really smart, at least I think, is to apply the 80-20 principle to the 80-20 principle. You come up with the 64-4 principle, right? If you multiply this by 2, you notice that you can achieve this. You achieve 128% of the output on the things that actually matter by only having 8% input. This completely changed everything, because right now I only had to do this. I only had to send the DMs. Why? Because they were more profitable, right? They had a higher return on interest than the emails. They were more scalable than the cold calls. They were bringing results and clients, unlike the onboarding sequences. They were useless if you don't have clients first. And this is what I discovered. But the final thing that actually helped me was understanding that I was underestimating what it takes to win. And by the way, if you want to know exactly what it takes to win, if you want to see the results that I showed you before, go ahead, book a call below, because I will implement and work with you one-on-one and implement every systems and all the data that I have into your business. But going back to this, I was underestimating what I had to do to win, and this was leading to having so many doubts about everything. I was having doubts like, what if this doesn't work, right? What if this is not the right outreach method? What if this is not the right message to send? What if it's too saturated? What if I'm not getting results because there are too many people in my niche? And also, obviously, what if I should change my niche? I was having so many doubts, and one single thing was responsible from going past the quitter's valley, completely surpassing the quitter's valley, finally starting to have success. I stumbled upon the law of large numbers, and what this allowed me to do, first of all, was to gain clarity. And I gained clarity because before I was hopping on different strategies day in and day out, the worst shiny object syndrome that you can ever see. Why? Because I didn't have clarity. I was doing so low volume, right? So low volume that one week I had a 20% booking rate, the other week I had a 4% booking rate. And this led me, for example, for the first week to say, okay, I don't have to change anything, everything is good. The next week, I had a 4% booking rate with the same exact system. And I started changing it again because I thought it was not working anymore. But the key is to do volume, to do a lot of volume. With low volume, you have peaks. You have what we call bad luck and good luck. But honestly, in statistics, it's called variance. And you have to minimize variance in order to minimize these peaks. And the more volume you do, you converge the results into one point. And you finally have the real results of your actions, the real KPIs. Because like this, I was finding different conclusions every time, and I was all over the place. You can have the best system in place. You can apply the 80-20 principle to the 80-20 principle. But if you constantly have to change strategy because you're gaining wrong data, right, then it's all for nothing. And the more repetitions you do, the more you reach the true results, the true KPIs. And the other thing that I gained through the law of large numbers is making success a guarantee, making it impossible to fail. And you can say, how is this possible? How can you guarantee success? Well, I was agency A. I was sending 30 DMs a day. I was not consistent because it was difficult. And I changed openers every time. I changed the messaging every time. I changed the way I booked the clients every single time. Because of this, I didn't have enough data, and I was reaching wrong conclusions every single time. But then, with a lot of volume, I started sending 600 DMs every single day. I started sending 30 hyper-personalized DMs every single day. I started posting content consistently. I was being consistent all across the board. And I was sticking to one approach until I had data. And it was really easy to have data, like just like this, because I was doing so much volume. Once you do a lot of volume, it becomes impossible to fail, because you can have even the shittiest KPIs, but you're doing so much volume that it's impossible not to become your client. And also, right, how much more output was I having? What it previously would have taken me, let's say, 1 year to achieve, right now with so much more volume, guess what? I was achieving the same results that it would have taken me 1 year to achieve. I was achieving it in 18 days. Why? Because I had 21 times the amount of output. That's the key. You have to do a lot more. You cannot pray to close the clients if you're sending like 30, even 50, even 100 DMs a day, right? And this was what I was able to achieve. But also the key thing is feedback, because yes, you can even have the shittiest KPIs, but with so much volume, you gain so much insights, right? Insights and feedback that you can test and split test a lot. For example, right now, I have the best KPIs, I have the best openers, I have the best messages. That's why it's important to join somebody that has the knowledge, has the systems. There's me, right? There's me here. But I also have clients, right? I have clients that are doing also a lot of volume. If we add up all of these, there are thousands and thousands DMs every single day. And guess what? I gather the data, right? I analyze it. and I get the feedback, right? I get insights and feedback. And guess what? I feed it back to my clients. I feed it back to myself and optimize even more. And let's say that we implement a strategy with client A that outperforms every single one. Guess what? We cross-pollinate to everybody. And the system becomes more and more optimized every single time. This is why I can scale so much. This is why I can invest so much in my product, in my system, because it becomes unreasonable not to make it so good. Let's say you're sending 600 DMs every single day. Let's say you have not the best, but still pretty good, a 10% positive reply rate, a 10% booked call rate. 70% of the people that you talk to are qualified, 80% show up, and you close 25%, so 1 out of 4. Well, my guy, right now you have 20 clients. With 20 clients, let's say you're not charging super high ticket, you're not charging low ticket, let's say you're charging 2.5K. You know how much this is? This is 50K a month. Simply with this. This is the power of doing so much volume, of leveraging the law of large numbers. This is the power, because we gather data, we do so much volume, that becomes impossible not to sign clients. But let's say you have shitty KPIs, you don't know the right data, you don't have the right data. Let's say you have half of what I do, right? So 5%. Let's say you have 8% booked call, you have 65% of people that are qualified, only 70% show up, and you only close 15%, which by the way is really low. And you can still close 3.9, let's round it to 4. You can still close 4 clients with a 2.5K offer, right? With a 2.5K offer, it's 10K a month. And guess what? The next month is an additional 10K, because you're repeating this every single month. So if you want to implement these systems, if you want access to the data, if you want access to the automations, to the AI that we implement to our business, to convert people from cold leads to warm leads, if you want trained appointment setter, commission-only team members into your business, then go ahead, book a call down below, because it's really easy to scale if you know what you do, right? It's really easy to scale if you know what to do. It becomes a hell to scale if you don't know what to do, if you don't have the right data. If you want to receive results just like this, like reach 20K a month, if you want to close 5K paid in fulls, cash collected, 2K, more clients. If you want to receive these type of results, go ahead, book a call down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.